Hi, darlings. I am very happy that you stopped by for today's podcast, as this topic will clarify some of the questions you may have about what is the conscious and subconscious mind and how they differ from each other. So today I'll be covering just that, and I will also show you how powerful our subconscious mind can be in affecting our behaviors. And by knowing that, we can learn to reprogram it so we can change limiting beliefs and experience more success in all areas of our lives. This topic is also associated with the ego, and so I will explain the link between conscious and subconscious and our egos. And by the way, psychologists and scientists also mention the preconscious and the unconscious mind. The preconscious mind is when thoughts are unconscious at a particular moment but are not repressed. Therefore, preconscious thoughts are available for recall and easily capable of becoming conscious. The unconscious is a process that happens automatically and is not available for introspection. And for the purpose of this audio, I will focus solely how both the conscious and the subconscious mind work. And if you would like to get more information about the Church of Clear, don't hesitate to visit our website at churchofclear.org. And we are also building a community and family through online and offline places where we can all meet and hang out, and we need your help. If you believe in our teachings and what we stand for, we'll be very thankful for your kind donations. Now, let's begin talking about our conscious mind. The conscious mind contains all of the thoughts, memories, feelings, and wishes of which we are aware at any given moment. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk about rationally. This also includes our memory, which is not always part of consciousness, but can be retrieved easily and brought into awareness. And through our consciousness, we are able to bring awareness of sense perceptions, create awareness of stream of thoughts, analyze and create feedback on actions or thoughts, like, no, stop, this is wrong. Rationalize thoughts for why we did something. Analyze or guide thoughts to do planning type activities. Train ourselves on how to do something new. And direct visualization or recall memory. The unconscious mind, however, is a reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that are outside of our conscious awareness. Most of the content of the unconscious are unacceptable or unpleasant, such as feelings of pain, anxiety, or conflict. The subconscious is responsible for executing 99% of our activities, direct our awareness, like eye drawn to a movement. It acts as a source of stream of thoughts, a source of innate and instinctive behaviors, a source of stream of undirected visualization, like daydreams, or dreams. It automates regulation of bodily functions. It acts as our base level awareness, like waking up due to pain or noise. It generates bodily feelings and emotions based on thoughts. It generates bodily feelings due to direct unconscious perceptions. The subconscious mind is the part of the mind that handles all the habitual stuff, like body functions such as heart rate, breathing, digestion, our learned body movements, and all other habitual activities we do. And because it is habitual, the subconscious mind is typically resistant to change through normal conscious processes. Whereas the conscious mind is abstract in its thinking, the subconscious mind is more literal and require us to be very specific in communicating with it. The subconscious mind is in the eternal present. Everything in the subconscious is now, with no such thing as past or future, unlike the conscious mind. And compared to the conscious mind, the subconscious has vastly expanded processing capability, housing our long-term memory, multitasking thousands of events at a time, and processing at 4 billion bits per second on average. The powerful subconscious mind is a wonderful tool that allows us to manage much of our life experience on automatic. And then, based on our life's experiences, we can store beliefs such as, I will never be good enough, I have to work hard to live, or no one will ever love me, or I am always sick. These belief programs will continue to run throughout our lives, giving us the conscious thoughts and experience of never good enough, hard work for every dime, rejection and ill health. If we have an experience as a child of falling out of a tree, we may install a phobia program that generalizes to all heights are dangerous. The phrase from Henry Ford can be very fit here. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you are right. And so, when we are triggered by our parents or partners and immediately react in anger, sadness, self-condemnation, anxiety, etc., the trigger input is just like clicking an icon on our subconscious that triggers a reactive program learned earlier in our life. Because of these limiting belief programs running in our subconscious mind, we may sabotage our relationships, our health, our prosperity, or even our spiritual growth. These belief programs will continue to run until we are aware of them, and until we can feed our thoughts and create another printout in our life experience that is more aligned with new programs. And our brain is built to regulate our physical and mental self. And both our conscious and subconscious minds are constantly filtering and bringing to our attention information and stimuli that affirms our pre-existing beliefs. And this is known in psychology as confirmation bias, as well as presenting us with repeated thoughts and impulses that mimic and mirror that which we've done in the past. However, when we practice mindfulness, we can become aware of these beliefs, self-talk, and thought patterns. And so mindfulness practices like meditation are super important if we would like to understand how our conscious and subconscious mind work. And if you haven't done so yet, please don't hesitate to listen our podcast about mindfulness on this channel, okay? And this is where I would like to add the association with the ego, which is the voice of the subconscious mind, and its primary job is to keep us safe. Though its motives are altruistic, its methods are a little obsolete in a world where no wild animals are about to eat us, and finding food for dinner is not as life-threatening as before. The ego is our subconscious voice and affects our conscious perceptions by controlling the show of our lives, including all of its worries, judgments, impulses, and rants. And becoming the conscious observer of this voice can be a game changer. And that is the moment we can regain power over our subconscious behaviors and begin the journey of getting to know the quiet observer, which is our authentic self, soul, or essence. Another interesting aspect of our subconscious mind, it is that it's the gatekeeper of our comfort zone, and it likes to keep us there. It is also the realm in which we can either habituate ourselves to expect and routinely seek the actions that will build and reinforce the greatest success, happiness, wholeness, or healings in our lives. And that leads me to the power that subconscious mind have on us. As you can probably tell by now, our subconscious mind have a great power on how we live our lives, on our perceptions, and overall fulfillment and happiness. Our subconscious mind is an unquestioning servant that works day and night to make our behavior fit a pattern consistent with our emotionalized thoughts, hopes, and desires. It grows either flowers or weeds in the garden of our lives, whichever we plant by the mental equivalents we create. And I'm going to explain how we can grow more flowers rather than weeds in our subconscious mind in a later podcast, okay? But in essence, our subconscious mind loves to keep us in the comfort zone, in homeostasis within our mental realm, by keeping us thinking and acting in a manner consistent with what we have done and said in the past. And all of our habits of thinking and acting are stored in our subconscious mind. It has memorized all of our comfort zones, and it works to keep us in them. And it causes us to feel emotionally and physically uncomfortable whenever we attempt to do anything new or different, or to change any of our established patterns of behavior. We can notice our subconscious being activated whenever we feel a sense of fear and discomfort, and until we are not conscious and mindful of those feelings, we tend to stay and relay, leaving our comfort zone. The tendency to commit to those patterns is one reason why habits can be so hard to break. However, when we learn to purposefully create and/or change such patterns, we can harness the power of habit and purposefully instill new comfort zones to which our subconscious will adapt. This is how we start leaving the autopilot, the fear, and begin taking more control into how we want to live our lives. People who seek to achieve a higher self are always stretching themselves, pushing themselves out of their comfort zones, and they are very aware of how quickly the comfort zone in any area becomes a rut. They know that complacency is the great enemy of creativity and future possibilities. And so, for us to grow, we need to be okay with feeling awkward and uncomfortable doing new things the first few times. If it's worth doing well, it's worth doing poorly until we get a feel for it or we master it. And until we develop a new comfort zone at a new, higher level of competence. And we become more confident too in our abilities, and we can start manifesting and creating the life we want by reprogramming our subconscious. And this is one of its greatest powers too. We will no longer be challenged by fear of the unknown. But most importantly, doing so will train our brain to be in line with our true desires, dreams, and life goals. There are different techniques that we can use to reprogram our subconscious, one of which taps into the conscious level, and I will go over them in more detail in a future podcast. So, don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of it. The information I will share will definitely change your life. Because the more in tune with our subconscious we become, the closer we will be to breaking through to success, whatever you think success means to you. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.